Hello, welcome to the final presentation of my book. Because of the restrictions due to the COVID situation as well as the economic crisis of my country, I had very limited options in terms of printing. Although it's a dummy version, it's really far than what I wanted my book to look like. So my book is a collection of poems by Khalil Gibran that speaks about life in general, so this is why I named it Being. I originally wanted to print it in black and white on colored paper, but I was unable to find some here. But I have two of the papers I wanted to print it on from a previous project I did last year when I was still in Toronto, and this is what I wanted it to look like. And I also have the old project I made just to show you how it looks when you print it on when you print black and white on this colored paper. I wish I was able to print my book like this because I'm sure that the photos of my book on colored paper would have turned out beautiful, but this is what I have. So for the dummy of my book, the only print shop that I can find, they didn't have any colored ink because they're not importing any more products because of the economic crisis. And in addition to that, they got everything wrong. They printed it on a letter size, although it's supposed to be a 6 by 9 inches book, so the size of the images in typography are bigger than they're supposed to be. Plus, they didn't get rid of the white border for some reason, and because they printed the colored background in black and white, it messed up the legibility and readability. And for the binding, the paper, they said that the paper was too thin to work with the Japanese binding, so I used a spiral binding instead just for the dummy because it keeps every sheet of paper on its own, and this is how I wanted my book to be. But here are some pictures that shows you how I wanted my Japanese binding to be. I wanted to go with this kind of binding, but I also wanted the pages to be separated, so this is like photos of the separated pages and like the color contrast I wanted to go with. So I apologize for the very poor quality of the printing, and I'm going to add photos of the original spreads while flipping through the book just to have more context. So again, I apologize for the printing and the poor quality of the dummy, and I hope that with the explanation and the PDF, you will be able to get the vision I was going for. So I hope you enjoy the project, and thank you for listening.